Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about hardy agaves and agaves that are good for the house in Britain, pretty much all over Britain. Me personally, I live in the southeast of Britain, in Kent, but this kind of applies for all throughout. Alright, and keep in mind, some of the things I will say about certain plants apply to sort of all of the plants, things like such as good drainage, full sun, keep dry and cool in the winter, stuff like that. Okay, so I'm going to start off with agave stricta nana. Now, agave stricta nana isn't going to get big. It's going to get about a foot tall and about a foot wide. You need, if you're keeping this outside, keep in mind it can only go down to -4. And so this pretty much means it might not be able to handle a harsh winter, but it can definitely handle a mild one. Like at the moment, it's the middle of winter and it's 10 degrees during the day and it's 2 to 3 degrees at night. So it is quite mild at the moment. You want to keep this in a sheltered position so the crown does not get any water in it. If you get water in the crown and it's cold, it's going to rot the crown and you're just going to end up with a dead plant. Now keep in mind, this is one of the bushy agaves, so eventually it'll end up with looking like a nice bush. If you want to grow it like that, me personally, I like to keep my agaves by themselves because I think it looks better. I mean, if it's planted in the ground, it might look a bit different. It might look better as a bush, but I prefer to keep them just like this. Now, you will get pups. You can separate the pups. You can keep them on. The pups will start off looking like this. Now, I separated this pup because it has roots, and my dad wanted one, so he's getting an agave stricta. But yeah, no, they're very, very good for houses as well. But if you've got a house with kids, you may consider taking off the spines at the end just with a scissors, just taking them off really quickly if you've got a house with kids. Otherwise, these are a great plant. They require minimal watering and yeah, they're pretty easy. Alright, so the next one I'm going to be talking about is agave Paris, subspecies Paris. Now, any of the Paris genus are very, very cold hardy. I apologise for this. I got it in the mail and this happened. I mean, what can you do about it? But any of the Paris are very, very cold hardy. Now, these guys can be kept out in the open without any shelter because there's not much room for water to get caught in the crown when you look at one. Now, this is a younger plant. It will end up looking more like in more of an artichoke shape. These guys can actually go down to -20, so these guys can stay out all year round, but keep in mind you must keep them dry. That will be the thing that will carry your agave through to the next year without it dying. These guys, like all agaves, have rhizome roots, which means that they can carry a lot of water. All the water isn't just stored in these big fat chunky leaves. Like, these leaves are huge and this is only going to get bigger. They spread quite big. They're probably, I don't know, going to get maybe 2 feet wide, maybe 2-3 feet tall, which is very good. I wouldn't plant them anywhere near a path if you are going to plant them in the ground. If you are going to plant them in the ground, keep in mind to plant them on either a slope that the water's going to drain off of, or in a rockery, which is mainly gravel. Just so that when it comes to winter, they aren't going to rot. I wouldn't keep these near path because these big spines, unlike the stricta that has tiny little spines, these spines are about an inch and a half. They are big, big spines. And their teeth on the side are also incredibly lethal, honestly. But that's what I love them for. Now with these guys, they aren't going to bush, but they are going to send out offshoots. And the offshoots are going to come out at the edge of the pot, either if you keep them in a pot, or they're going to come out however far away the plant chooses to send out their pups when they're in the ground. So you will end up with more plants. Like I said, I prefer to keep them singular because I think they look better as a single plant. Now this guy seems to be growing off to the side because I've got him in a window at the moment. But if you keep them out with the sun on top, they will grow straight up, and the symmetry is really what I keep them for. But yeah, no, they're excellent plants, they really are. Alright, so I'm going to move on to the next one, which is agave americana. Now, a lot of people say you can't grow these in the UK. I don't agree with that. I've seen them grown here all year round once they're in a sheltered position. Now, the variegated form can go down to 5 degrees. The regular form can go down to 10 degrees. Minus 5 degrees and minus 10 degrees. I think that's just because the variegation does weaken the plant slightly. So yeah. These are also known as the century plant. They will not live a century, but you'll probably get 10 to 30 years out of it. Probably a bit longer actually in the UK, because they won't be growing all year round. They'll have a break during the winter. Keep in mind these guys are monocarpic, so once they get to a certain size they will bloom, and that will be the end of the mother plant. But they will send out offshoots just like the Parry, and just like all the others, they will send out offshoots. You will have a plant to replace this one. They will get huge. They will get 1 to 2 meters tall. They will get 2 to 4 meters across. They might not get the biggest in the UK, but they still will get big. These guys are really amazing plants. Alright, so the next one I'm going to talk about, you can't really come across, well, I don't have them at the moment, but it is agave montana, which looks very similar to the Parry. They are an artichoke kind of size, not artichoke size, sorry, shape, artichoke shape. They've got green leaves with red teeth, and they can grow up to 3 to 4 feet tall and 4 to 5 feet wide. So it's not something you want to keep anywhere near a path, because, well, you don't want to bump into it and get impaled by spikes that are probably going to be probably bigger than this guy's spikes, actually. Parry and Montana are very, very similar. They can, this guy can stay out all year round without any shelter, just because of how hardy it is. It really can take that amount of cold. What else should I say about it? Yeah, but with all agaves, all these guys, you want to make sure you keep them dry during the winter. You want to make sure they all have full sun. You want to make sure that they are in a position where they won't get crown rot in a sheltered position from the rain. Apart from this guy can handle it. But yeah, dry soil, so make sure it's either very well draining, like completely in gravel, or on a slope, where it's, well, still free draining soil, but on a slope. Like, I mean, around where I live, it's a lot of clay, and clay does get very wet, so I wouldn't recommend planting it in that kind of soil unless you've amended the soil with gravel. Once again, these plants are really amazing. They're great for households as well. You can put them in nice round pots, bowl pots like this, which I think they look amazing in, and I think they can really add a very architectural point to your home. I wouldn't recommend this guy for a home, because this guy's going to get huge, but if you keep it in a small enough pot, it will stay smaller. It will stay a more manageable size. But if you want a real show-off piece in your garden, then that's definitely what you should go for. When you're decorating with these guys, I would recommend putting a gravel top layer. You can use a sort of gravel that might match your home or whatever, but like, yeah, no, these guys are amazing plants. I don't know what else to say about them. If you like videos like this and want more of videos like this, please comment and like down below. Maybe even subscribe. I will do more videos, I promise. But I'm very busy at the moment with GCSEs. But that's all for now. I hope you have a good time with your agaves and happy growing.